Drink. So, you wonder what this video could be about? Thinking, good afternoon, my name is Tom Valentine, the creator of Live to Make History. And this video is a request I've seen many times. People asking, if I'm taking LUCOZADE, can I just avoid eating white rice? Just stick to LUCOZADE, because LUCOZADE is technically a drink that contains carbs. Can I just avoid white rice, avoid any other carbohydrate, and just focus on just having LUCOZADE as my carb replacement? So this video is gonna be basically speaking about LUCOZADE and carbs, but more just white rice in specific, because white rice is fast acting. So you can kind of see the point of this. So let's break this even further down. Okay, so this video is not going to take too much of your time. We're going to dissect, dive in, and make it happen. So, what is LUCOZADE? LUCOZADE is a type of energy drink, yes, energy drink, that contains carbs and electrolytes that helps hydration during physical performance. Did you also know LUCOZADE contains sodium? Yes, there's so many sodiums in foods, like a lot of salts that we eat, but LUCOZADE in general contains salts, the main electrolytes lost during sweat. So remember when you're training and the sweat goes in your eyes, or you somehow feel the sweat in your hands, someone enters your mouth and it's just salty or it stings your eyes? That is one of the electrolytes, that you lose during training, and LUCOZADE helps, aid that and helps you, replace and replenish that. So you're able to focus and train even harder. Let's dive even further in. So you're consuming your LUCOZADE, you're consuming your white rice. They both, add glucose or energy into the body, but you want to quit the white rice. For example, use a white rice as an example because it's fast acting, and you also want to stick to glucose. So let me just say one thing. Before we dissect this, or should you not, LUCOZADE is very beneficial if people are hypo. So hypo basically means low blood sugar levels. And when people have low blood sugar levels, they need an energy drink that can add that glucose and energy into their system. On the other side, the disadvantage about this, if you are hyperglycemia, hyperglycemia basically means you're consuming, or you have in your system too much blood sugars, and that has dangerous effects. Nausea, I think it's vomiting, even blindness. There's so many risk factors to having too high blood sugars, and this is where I'm going to go diving back into the solids. So when you eat proteins is a very satiating type of macronutrient. You eat protein, right? It fills you up. What happens when you have, for example, a protein shake? If you realize you get hungry quite, so you have a protein shake, let's say it's 40 grams of protein. You have your, a protein that's 40 grams, it can be steak or chicken. Do you not notice that you're not as hungry when you have the steak and chicken, because it's filling? Your body needs to break it down into the system. So it's going to take a while to, get into your system. Where you have a protein shake, you're going to be hungry quite quickly. So what you want to consume more? When you're hungry, your body's telling you it's hungry, that adrenaline, that hormone, you're going to eat more. Same with this. You can't just have this on its own and just carbs because you want to lose weight and think, oh, drinks are going to be a lot better. Think in the long run, you're consuming just this. It's not, solid. You're gonna be more hungry much quicker, which means what? Remember, these contain high sugars as well. You're gonna be drinking more. I'm drinking. I'm drinking, I'm drinking rum. Not rum, but LUCOZADE and Red Bull actually energy drink too, but yeah, you get where I'm going with this. Hence why they always say, have things in moderation. So my plans for taking this, solid foods, LUCOZADE. I'll say have both, but don't limit things out. LUCOZADE, let's just say you're training, you're losing energy, Like I said, the sodium you lose during training, you want to replace it quickly. White rice, finish training, you want that solid instantly, if that makes sense. But don't live off just LUCOZADE because you're going to be hungry. And remember, hyperglycemia. Your blood glucose levels will be too high, and sometimes a lot of people don't even know if they're sensitive or not. So don't further risk that. That's what I say, have a balanced nutritional diet and have these things in substitution, if that makes sense. And that's how you continue to scale. So if you're talking about LUCOZADE or you're talking about carbohydrates, both high, breaking down quickly, both high in glucose, gets into the system very quickly, goes into the bloodstream. So when we eat and when we consume carbs, it's stored into the body as glucose energy. Me doing this, me skanking to the left, is all energy. We live off energy. Everything we do, we live off energy. So when we eat a certain stuff, it's converted into glucose as energy. And when you're having too much of it, for example, it can be dangerous for a lot of people. Remember how I said I'm lactose intolerant? Some might be, it's more sensitive to glucose. And it's the same thing. Don't live off just liquids. You need to be consuming your solids. So anyone that answers that, this is for that person who said, actually I saw a few posts like this saying, oh, I want to just consume LUCOZADE because it's much easier to consume, if that makes sense. It's not about that. It's all about making it consistent and making it work for you. Remember, certain stuff in LUCOZADE, white rice may not have. Like LUCOZADE is more focused on those sugars and that immediate energy, whilst white rice may be more just focusing. You can have white rice plain, it depends how you prepare it. That's focused on just that energy, instant energy post training, and you can mix with other kind of nutrients to make a healthy, balanced diet. So no, don't just stick to this. Yes, this is just temporary because you're gonna have that blood spike. Your blood spike's gonna go up, and then after a while it's gonna slowly drop back down. You want to try and be consistent throughout the day. Yes, if your performance and you're performing, you're training, yes, you need that spike, but don't just live off this. Don't or any other energy drink. Anything you see, these fads you'll see is unrealistic. So make it happen, make the change, and let's freaking make history. Do I need to open this? Of course I can open it because it's low. Anyway, let's continue to go out there, let's continue to live. Let's continue to live to make history. Why? Because you and I, we only have one space in time. We have one life.